Okay, we're joined now by USF head coach Brian Gregory. Coach, congratulations on the win and on advancing. If we will begin, just take an opening statement from you, please, and then we'll open up to questions.
Yeah, obviously, kind of the rubber match with Temple. We won at their place, they won at ours. Two teams that have been put through the ringer a little bit this year with the COVID and different things like that. But really good battle again today. I thought our defense in the second half and our rebounding in the second half was the difference. Gave us opportunity to get out and run. And then when David is that aggressive offensively to make plays, not only for himself, but for others in terms of passing as well with 3 assists. And Mike does such a good job on the offensive glass, kind of controlling even on our missed shots. We needed guys to step up without Alexis playing today, and we got good minutes, really quality minutes from Ray Sean, really quality minutes from Prince, and really quality minutes off the bench by Jameer Chaplin. So great opportunity for us to advance and have 24 hours to get ready to play a really good Wichita State team.
Okay, we'll take questions for Coach Gregory. Again, just use the raise hand feature in the Zoom, and we'll get to you. We'll start with Mitch Davis, please.
Coach, congratulations on the win. How good did it feel to get out there and play some March Madness basketball? I know everything that happened last year, it probably had to feel like a weight had been lifted off the chest. Coach, just talk about how great it felt to be out there playing March Madness basketball.
Well, Mitch, we've been talking about it for 2 days. We're in the same hotel. We have the same team meeting room that we had last year that we discussed what was happening. And we walk in today and I'm looking around to make sure that the commissioner doesn't tell us, what he told us last year as we were walking in. So we talked over the last 3 days, about last year, and nothing's guaranteed. And when you have the opportunity, you want to take the advantage of it. And we wanted to try to play our best basketball, best 40 minutes that we played all year long. So it felt great to get out there. We didn't get off to a great start, but our guys kept fighting. And then our defense kind of picked in, and as the defense got better, our offense got better. So, obviously it's been a challenging year on a lot of different fronts, but the opportunity to go out there and play and play in such a great event and such a great conference feels really good.
We can go to Leo Haggerty for the next question, please.
Coach, congratulations on the win. The way you finished the year, really not even being competitive in a couple of games and then getting behind early. How proud of your guys that they just dug deep and found a way to win and survive and advance.
Really, really proud, and again, you go out there and you have everything going on, and, Lex not available again today, but Mike stepped up big. Caleb, who was out in the last game, stepped up big. And then, David was just a warrior for 40 minutes, didn't really get it going early, but then just kind of hung in there, made some plays. We switched to the zone. That was effective. And then our deep man-to-man defense was really good in the second half. But, just the ability to continue to fight, is a great trait for our guys. We've been outmanned in some games, but our guys can come back the next day and get ready to try to fight some more and get a little better. And that's what they've done.
Thank you, Coach.
We'll take the next one from Will Turner, please.
Coach, this was David Collins' first 20-point game since I want to say February of last year, pre-pandemic. Just how satisfying was it to see him score as well as he did today?
Well, it was great. 19 shots, and that was, his aggressiveness was tremendous. And he also, had some great passes and some great one more passes that led to a basket. So, and then you can't, if I'm going to jump his butt on some defensive stuff, then I got to give him credit because he was obviously really good on Battle today as well. So just a, great game by him. The opportunity to continue to play, he responded extremely well. So give him all the credit in the world.
We'll take the next one from Richard Silva, please.
Hey, Coach, congrats on the win. You spoke earlier this week about how you're going to need to lean on sort of your veterans to lead you through March, and you got that today with Collins and then Durr, who's a junior who had a double-double for you. Can you talk to about his performance a little bit?
Yeah, and I said it and I meant it. You know, at this time of the year, you got to count on your upperclassmen, guys who have been through the battles. Mike's been a 3-year starter for us. David, a 4-year starter for us. You know, JB goes to the free throw line and knocks down those 2 free throws. It's this time of the year that you got to have your anchors. And you know, Mike has blossomed, you know, top 3 or 4 in the league in rebounding. He's a force around the basket, our best free throw shooter as well. You know, so, and his presence on the defensive end was really, really good today as well with 2 blocks. And obviously the defensive rebounding. He did a great job on the ball screen coverage. We changed it up a little bit and he was really, really effective because we got hurt at our place on the ball screen coverage. And it's just not the guard. The big has to do a great job. And Mike was dialed in today. And so again, like I said, you got to count on those guys. They've been through the battles. They know in it. So as Leo said, you know, things didn't maybe start right away the way we wanted, but guys responded and kept fighting. And Mike and Dave and those upperclassmen showed it.
If I could just get one more in, you only turned the ball over 7 times today, and that's been sort of an issue all season long. How nice was it, and how big do you think that was to the win?
It was big, and 5 of those 7 were in transition where we were aggressive to make some plays. So I'm fine with that. It's the 10 and a half court that end up getting you, and we didn't have those today. You know, so that's going to be a key heading into tomorrow is taking care of the basketball, getting shots up on the rim. We're going to make our fair share, and if not, we're going to get a lot of offensive rebounds. So really good decision and discipline in terms of guard play with David and X and Chap and Caleb. You know, they did a really good job. Every single one of them. Caleb 4 assists, 2 turnovers. David 3 assists, 2 turnovers. X 3 assists, no turnovers. You know, that's what you need from your guards, and they did a great job of that.
We'll go next to Sam Cohn, please.
Hey, Coach, just curious, how do you game plan for a guy like Brendan Barry, who you kept quiet for much of the afternoon, and then in the final minute and a half, 90 seconds to 2 minutes, he starts to heat up and knock down a couple?
Yeah, you know, he hit those were the only 3 those 3 threes he hit were the only threes they hit in the second half. We lost him on a couple scrambles because of end of game situations, some switches. But he's dangerous, you know, and we go with a touch coverage on him where you don't really leave him, you know, because he's changed games for them this year, you know. So he's so dangerous because he's got great range and such a quick release. And it started, you know, we get a defensive rebound and he gets the turnover on the outlet and gets the 3, and that kind of starts it. But he's one of those guys, once he hits that first one, you just hold on to your breath because he's, you know, he can really get it going. So, you know, we lost him on a couple of those plays there at the end.
Thanks, Coach.
Yep.
Okay, we take a couple more. We'll go to Sam Newman, please.
Hey, Coach, just wanted to ask about a guy like Khalif Battle. Obviously, you guys were able to neutralize him in the second half, but over the course of 3 games, he was a tough matchup for you guys. What do you see out of a player like him?
Yeah, he can score in the open court. He's got great strength, can score on the bounce, and obviously shooting the ball better. His percentage from the 3 wasn't great on the year, but over the last, 2 weeks, he was averaging 27 a game against us in the 2 games, you know. Now some of those came at the end of game 2 when we were down and different things like that, but he's one of those guys, he's wired to score, you know, and a couple missed shots doesn't stop him. But what I like about it, you know, he competes, he competes, and we had to have a great defensive presence on him today, and having him go 4 for 14, 2 for 6 from the 3 was really, really critical to our success.
Take the next one from Sean Pastner, please.
Hey, Coach, curious what explanation you got the call at the end of the game where Barry got called for the block, and I guess they were looking at maybe an elbow to the face. What did the refs tell you about that decision call?
Common foul, I'm not sure how high the elbow was, but the foul occurred first. And sometimes when you get fouled, the arms go in different areas. So I think it was the correct call, because he definitely got fouled first, or Justin did. So it's really that job's impossible now with all these reviews that they want these referees to have, because they almost have to second guess themselves. I feel for them on it. You know what I mean? I just feel for them on it. And it was a well officiated game, physical game. Temple, South Florida, it's going to be physical. You got two teams that kind of pride themselves on that. So overall, those guys did a great job.
Thanks.
Okay, we're just going to sneak in two more. We'll go to Will Turner first and then Mitch Davis. So Will, go ahead.
This is your first win in the American Conference tournament since you took over. Just how gratifying is it for you to finally get over the hump, to get a win in this tournament?
Yeah, obviously, I'm going to say we would have won last year, but yeah, I think in the history of the program, we only won once in the tournament prior to this year. So it's great for our guys, the opportunity. You do all this stuff and all the sacrifices they made. This is the funnest time of the year. It's the time to play your best basketball. It's the time to put all the goods and bads behind you. Everybody. So whoever plays the best in the 40 minute allowed. And today we were able to do that, and that's the challenge that we have heading to tomorrow. So again, you always look at mile markers in terms of, it's hard sometimes in the middle of a international pandemic with all the stuff that teams across through. But when we look back and on this year, the opportunity to play in this tournament, for it to go on and for us to win, is a great step for us.
We'll take the last one from Mitch Davis, please.
Coach, just talk about the game plan heading into Wichita State. First game with them, it's be the third meeting. First game, you guys went to overtime. Second meeting, went the way that it went. Talk about that game plan heading into this game 3, and how much easier is it for you guys to play with the house money, not having to beat a team 3 times in the season?
Yeah, we did some good things in both games. Probably more good things in game 1 than in game 2. But with 3 minutes to go in the first half, it's a tie game at Wichita on Saturday, and we did a lot of good things. We have to keep our defensive focus up because they are a quick strike team with Dexter Dennis and NTN and Gilbert, obviously. Our bigs have to do a great job of being able to score the basketball for us inside and out. And in both those games, taking care of the basketball, making good decisions with the ball. We need to play South Florida basketball, which is, hard-nosed defense, controlling the glass. You're running, getting out in transition. I thought that was a big key for us today. And again, I think our guys will feel confident going into this game, and we'll have a good game plan. We'll see some things in game 2 that they made some adjustments on, and we're going to have to counter. And we got to compete for 40 minutes. If we do that, for the most part, even with all the stuff this team has gone through, they've been able to compete with anybody in the league. So it's time to step up and prove it over the next 40 minutes.
Coach Gregory, thanks for giving us a few minutes today. We'll see you back here tomorrow.
You got it, guys. Thanks.
Okay, welcome senior guard David Collins for USF. We'll go first to Richard Silva for questions, please.
Hey, David, congrats on the win. You started the day off 0 for 5, and then you ended up finishing 9 for 14 on the shots after that. Can you just talk about, how did you stay in rhythm, stay in the game, and bounce back after a tough start?
At this point in my career, I don't even think of the shots like that. I just keep playing, and, open shots show I'm going to shoot it, and just keep playing through it, and try to get my teammates involved, and, get what the defense is giving me.
We'll go next to Will Turner, please.
Over the last, 3-4 weeks, you've gotten real acquainted with Khalif Battle, guarding him, pretty much exclusively in the 3 games you played with Temple. Just how has that battle been, guarding such a dynamic player, and just kind of did it feel good today to almost get the best of him with your scoring outburst today?
I don't feel like it was a battle like that. I feel like I had different guys guarding me, and so we had different guys guarding him. But we just tried to, focus on making him take tough shots. If he's not getting good looks, he gets open looks, he's gonna knock them down. So we're just trying to make everything tough for him, and I think we did a good job of that.
We'll go to Sean Pastner for the next one, please.
David, what did you sort of see happen on that last play? But, Battle lost the ball, you ended up with it. But what did you, I don't know, what were you guys trying to see, right? You were trying to stop him from getting to the basket, thinking about a 3. I don't know, how'd you see it happen?
I just was trying to not let him get a 3 off. I feel like I would rather win in overtime than live with him just taking a 3. Because he's I feel like a guy like that, he missed 3 shots in a row. He makes a 4th shot. He makes a tough shot. So that's what I was thinking. And then he happened to dribble off his foot, and I was just thinking, get the ball.
Thanks.
And we take one more from Richard Silva, please.
Earlier this week, Coach talked about how in March you kind of got to lean on your seniors and your veteran players, and you did that in this game. Did you come into this game thinking like, I'm going to have to shoulder a lot of the load, or did you just kind of get it in the flow of the game?
No, I just got in the flow of the game. You got to play, see who's playing well, and, try to get other guys involved. I think if we're going to, make the run that we want to make, we got to have everybody involved and everybody, doing their part.
Any final questions for David? We'll go back to the last one from Will Turner, please.
David, this is the first win that this program has had in this tournament under Coach Gregory. Just how gratifying is it to get over the hump? You've been here for 4 years now. Just how nice is it to see you guys get a win in the tournament?
It feels great, to get that first one. It's my first tournament win, but we on to the next one. We want to get another one. We don't want to be satisfied with just one.
David, thanks for giving us a few minutes today. Congratulations, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.
All right, thank you. Appreciate it.
Okay, we're joined now by Temple head coach Aaron McKie. Coach, if we can just get your initial thoughts on the game, please, and then we'll open up to questions, please. And again, if you have a question for Coach McKie, just use the raise hand feature in the Zoom.
Well, I thought it was going to be a rock fight with these guys. It's a physical team, and they certainly bring that physicality to the game. And I thought we got off to a good start to open the game up. And once the game settled in, those guys settled in, and their defense kicked in, and they started to score. And we missed a few. And so we dug a hole for ourselves, and throughout the second half, we was just playing catch up. We got a chance to get back in the game with the ball in our hands to maybe tie the game or win the game, and it just didn't happen that way. But I was proud of the way my guys battled. South Florida played well. They got contributions from everybody that played for them, and that's what you need around this time of year.
Okay, we're going to open up to questions, please. We're going to start with Owen Boyle from WHIP Radio, please.
Hey, Coach, on Monday's media availability, you told us that rebounding and the paint battle would be probably the biggest deciding factor of this game. What did you make out of your team's performance in the paint and rebounding today? And can you take us through that final rebounding play that USF scored on the offensive rebound?
That's the game, and it's really what we talked about all week. We said the team that wins the paint battle is going to win the game, and we didn't do that. Early on in the game, they got their hands on some balls and knocked them around, and they got second chance opportunities. I thought Durr was a force down in there. His numbers really didn't show it, but he got his hands on a lot of balls, and he was just moving some of our guys around, and that's what he do. And he does a really good job of just being a force in that paint. And we knew coming into this game that whoever win that paint battle, meaning defensive rebounding and offensive rebounding and layups and getting to the free throw line, was going to be the team that wins the game.
Take our next one from DeMichael Cole, Philadelphia Inquirer, please.
Aaron, what was your perspective and what were you told on the Brendan Berry foul call late in the game there, where it looked like some of you guys thought it was offensive foul?
I don't want to go deep into it. From my perspective, from my view, I thought it was a little bit more, but they came over to me and just said it was a common foul. So it's what it was. It's what they called, and those guys ended up, getting the free throws. And at that point, I thought we had the momentum, and it was just a little shift there where they, instead of us getting the ball or shooting 2 free throws and getting the ball, they ended up shooting the free throw. So it is what it is.
And early in the second half, you had that stretch of about 8 minutes where you went without a field goal. Just what did you see during that stretch, and why were you unable to have a little more offensive success like you did in the first half?
I thought we made shots early on. We had contributions from a lot of guys out. And just during that stretch, we got a little fractured, and we were rushing, and, everybody was playing as an individual and just trying to win the game with one shot. And I thought whenever we were moving the ball, or whenever we were attacking the paint and kicking it, we got some really good shots, and we got away from that. And it cost us. Quite honestly, we dug a hole for ourselves. Those guys got up on us double figures, and to my guys' credit, they hung in there and they fought back, and we still had a chance to tie the game or win the game at the end.
Go to the next one from Sam Cohn, please.
Hey, Coach, just want to ask about Sage Tolbert, the decision to play him his first game all season in the conference tournament, and what you saw from him in his handful of minutes today.
Yeah, he's rusty. He hasn't played in a long time, and just wanted to throw him out there and try to get his legs under him, maybe hit those guys a little bit. I think he's a guy that as he gets his legs under him, he'll be able to, he'll enjoy playing in games like this where, teams are physical, and that's more of his strength, being a guy that can lean on people and physical and athletic. And, it's his first game. It's unfortunate that I put him out there, under these circumstances, but, I thought he was ready to go by just evaluating him in practice, and just wanted to get his feet wet a little bit.
Go next to Sean Pastner from Owls Daily.
Hey, Aaron, did you talk to Khalif about just what happened on that last play? Was he thinking of getting all the way to the rim if he could, or?
He just, whatever was going to present to him, we didn't go into, because it's doesn't even matter at this point what he was trying to do. He turned the ball over, but I just said, grow from this, learn from this. And I gave him a situation that I was in, one late game situation, and I didn't come through. So it's part of the journey. When you're a guy that you're going to have the ball in your hands late in games, you're going to have some days, or you're going to have some games where you're successful in finishing, and you're going to have some days where it's not so successful. It's just unfortunate that, it was a turnover to end our season.
Yeah, and I just want to ask about the first that you mentioned, how the first half changed, right? First 10 minutes, you guys gave up 10 points, and then they really piled it on. Didn't you get done defensively in that latter part of the first half?
It was, their senior just kind of took over the game. Collins, I thought he just, felt things out to start the game, and once he got going, he was making some shots. He was getting to the basket. He was finishing at the rim, and getting to the free throw line. And during this time of year, you need your more experienced guys to come through for you. And he came through for those guys. He made some big plays for them.
Take the next one from John DiCarlo.
Aaron, when you guys had that 19-8 lead, it looked like offensively you guys did have some structure. And then, like you mentioned, when you guys got behind, it looked like guys were trying to just win the game by themselves. Why do you think that happens? Why do you guys kind of get out of focus there where there was some structure offensively early on, and then guys were just kind of trying to do it by themselves?
It's youth, and you try to protect. I try to protect us from that. It's easy when you get a lead, you start sticking your chest out and you want to expand that lead. And now guys think, hey, if I'm gonna just attack this guy and I'm gonna just get up in his shot. And what I tried to make clear to those guys is this team is really good on the first side of the defensive side. So we got to move them side to side, get it to the second side, get it back to the third side. Just keep moving them side to side. And when we went on that stretch and we didn't score, the ball was sticking and we were just staying on the first side of the floor, and it just didn't work for us, and it just dug a hole for us. And hopefully these guys, as we move forward, learn from that and understand that, you know, when we play off of each other and we drive and we kick and we play good, better, best, you know, we're a much better team. You know, we shoot the ball much better.
Quick follow-up for you. Do you know if you'll have Brendan back next year? Has he decided on that yet?
Not sure. I haven't discussed that with any of the seniors. Really didn't think it was appropriate during the year to have that conversation with him. So not sure what happens with us now, but just want to digest this in the season, and then I'll get the opportunity to sit down and talk with the seniors.
Gotcha. Thanks, Aaron.
You're welcome.
Take the next one from David Melandra from Philly Sports Network.
Hey, Coach, what can you take away from this season of everything you guys have been through, and what can you take going into next season?
Learning how to adjust. And hopefully we don't have to go through this, you know, worldwide that we all went through this year. It's been a challenge, and it's been difficult, I think, for everybody, not just athletes. It's been a challenge for everybody. And our lives have changed. Our world has changed. And so you got to be able to adjust. And it's just like sports. You know, when you come out and you have a good 5 minutes, you got to be ready to adjust the next 5 minutes, because teams are going to do things different. And I think I feel comfortable in saying we have the pieces in place to really build this thing out. We got some young guys and they got a lot of experience. We didn't play as many games as I wish we could have played, but it's okay. They got a chance to play, and I got a chance to evaluate these guys because we didn't have a summer. So I feel comfortable in saying that we got some good young pieces as we continue to move forward, and just want to add some other pieces around them to really complete the puzzle.
And what was your message to the team after the game?
I was proud of them. We competed because we could have easily laid down when those guys got the lead and they had the momentum. We continued to fight. 3 minutes left in the game, 2 minutes left in the game. The guys continued to fight, and it shows character, shows a lot. And they hung in there together. And with everything that happened to us during the game, I thought we had some good segments and some not so good segments. We still had a chance to tie the game or, you know, go ahead at the end.
All right, thank you.
Coach McKie, thanks for giving us a few minutes today. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
We welcome in now Khalif Battle from Temple. Again, use the raise hand feature if you have a question, please. And we'll start with Sean Pastner, please.
Khalif, could you run through that last play? What was, I think, 5.7 when he missed the free throw? What was on your mind as you're bringing that up the floor, and then what happened?
I was trying to go to the basket. And lost the ball. That's really all I can say about it.
Was it, I mean, were you looking up? Was it traffic, or was it just a simple, you know?
Just made a mistake.
And in the, you didn't get a whole lot of shots in the second half for the longest time. Was it anything that changed, you know, defensively that they did, or that, you know, you weren't getting freed up for shots for a while?
No, my teammates stepped up. I'm not the only guy on the floor, so they were making shots. So you know that we just kept going with that, and I mean, they brought us back. So
thanks.
Mm-hmm. We'll take the next one from Owen Boyle, please.
Hey, Khalif, after the final play, we saw your teammates consoling you, after that turnover at the end of the game. What can you say about the support that they gave you in that moment and how helpful it was?
They're there for me. They're always there for me. It's sad. It hurts me. I can't really put into words, you know, how much I wanted us to win, and I had a chance, and you know, one mistake can change the game. So that's really all I can say about that.
We'll go next to John DiCarlo, please.
Khalif, with the you know the COVID issues leading up to this game, what was it like to prepare with some guys being available and some guys not? Did that have an effect on your preparation, or was that not an issue?
the stop and go for every team in the country right now is hard. So, I don't want to make excuses, but we still prepared best way we could. And ultimately, we just wanted to get a win. So, but we didn't. So, we'll be back next year, ready to go.
What's next for you in the evolution of your game? Is it that you have to work on? Is it ball handling? Is that something that you got to work on, want to work on?
Everything. I'm not going to be a one-trick pony. Defending, rebounding, dribbling, being a playmaker, passing, whatever I got to do next year. So, things like this don't happen again. I'll be ready for it.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we'll take two more for Khalif, please. We'll start with Drew Bishop.
Hey, Khalif, it's been, quite the quick ascension for you coming from Butler transfer, minor role over there. And then you come here, you have the hamstring injury. But once you recover from that, you quickly, found your scoring, found your rhythm. So ending with third team all AAC, just what's one lesson? What's the most important lesson that you've learned from this season of basketball?
Stay with it. Always be ready to go. Like I said before, it sucks we had to end the season this way. I wish I could have kept, battling with my guys. It hurts that I won't be able to see the seniors no more. But, next year we'll be back and we'll be ready to go. I'll be ready to go. The guys are going to be ready to go. Like, it hurts all of us. We're all soaking in the locker room. I can't really put into words how I feel right now. I'm still down, but, as soon as we get back down, it's back to work.
Okay, we'll take the last one from Sam Cohn, please.
Hey, Khalif. Coach McKie just mentioned to us after the game, he had talked to you and kind of given his own personal experience to be there for you just as a coach and a mentor. If you don't mind me asking, can you tell us a little bit about what that conversation was like and talking to him after the game?
He just told me that he's been in that situation before, having the last shot, and, the best of the best players been in that situation before. So, mistakes happen to the best of us. So, I'll be in that, God willing, I'll be in that position again. And, it's either it goes in or it doesn't. It just sucks that I didn't get a shot off. I felt like the tide was going our way. So, and I'm looking over and I'm gonna practice that play again. Next time I'll be ready for it.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Khalif.
Mm-hmm.
Khalif, thanks for giving us some time today, and congratulations to you on an all-conference season. We appreciate it.
Thanks.
All right, that concludes our press conference for today. We'll have the email link out to everyone shortly. You'll find it on Champ Central, theamerican.org/MBB as well. Thanks, everyone.